Hey my friends, this is Jose, and today I want to talk to you about disease or sickness that you seem not to be able to get healed from no matter what you do. If you're a person that has really tried to walk with God and yet you cannot seem to get healed, I'm going to give you 3 possibilities as to why. And I call this the God approach. The G stands for generational sins. I was surprised when there was stuff in my life that I could not get healed of. When I prayed to God, I was surprised to see my great-grandmother, even though I really did not know her. I suspect that there was some witchcraft or Santeria in that part of the family, and that stuff God showed me was affecting me, maybe because I am the firstborn. Why is that happening? I do not know. We know very little about spiritual warfare, but the fact of the matter was that I was getting hit by that stuff. And many times the way that you get hit is by what we call familiar spirits, familiar demons. These are demons that seem to bounce around generational lines because they know what the weak points of the family is, and they seem to be going to the family line. So I had to take care of those familiar spirits. So G stands for generational sins. 2 stands for O, open doors, and the devil adores open doors. Ephesians 2 verse 2 tells us, in which you once walked according to the age of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit which is now working in the sons of disobedience. The word is now working as the word to energize. Sons of disobedience are obstinate, rebellious, defiant, hard-hearted people. Christians and non-Christians, the devil does not have any favorites. If you are a Christian that you know there's an area of your life that God's been speaking to you for a long time that you need to go forward, you need to leave it behind, and you're still defiant or stubborn, I promise you, according to Scripture, that you're energizing a demon upon your life. And he's going to come many times in the way of a physical sickness. 2 major sins in my life, and I think are 2 of the worst sins for sickness, is bitterness and unforgiveness. Number 1, because in bitterness and unforgiveness, you are creating a poison. It's a cancer. It's a spiritual poison that you're putting into your body. And the devil, who's always bitter and angry, and he's a sore loser, loves bitterness and unforgiveness. I guarantee you, if you have unforgiveness and bitterness towards somebody, not only is that going to bring sickness upon your life, but you will be unable to get healed because you will be energizing one of the favorite spots that a demon has, which is bitterness and unforgiveness. The other one is sexual sin, especially pornography. How do I know about pornography? Because I was heavily involved in pornography before I became a Christian. The problem with pornography, as unknown to many people, is not just the sin of the eyes. That's the least horrible part of pornography. It's the inroads that you make into your brain, into your thought patterns, that can take 30, 40, 50 years for even those flashbacks for God to purify them. So it's not just the visual sin, it's the inroads, the bondage and the chains that you allow the enemy to bring into many thought patterns, many logical patterns. Your mind becomes totally warped. And for me, it took years and years for the Lord to break through all the chains, the complex chains in the thought patterns. Finally, what I call discernment for God. Discernment comes from the word diakrino, which means to thoroughly judge. It means to judge between what is right, what is wrong. We need to find out. Listen, one of the devil's favorite tricks is to bring an attack from the outside, but make you believe that you are the one with the problem. A lot of syndromes, a lot of this stuff is an attack from the enemy, but the devil fools you into believing that it is your problem. So, and many times, sicknesses that we think are our sicknesses are not our sicknesses, but it's an attack that the enemy has brought in terms of a sickness from the outside. So you need to know whether it really is that you're sick or whether it's an attack from the enemy. So number 1, G for generational sins, 2 for open doors, and 3 for discernment. We'll see you next time. God bless.